You're tuned in to a Grown Folks production.
In the mix
With the commish, Nate.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Press Pass Live. That's where we wanted to be, right there. I hope that you're doing okay on a Sunday evening. Yeah, I guess technically it's evening. It has been a long weekend for me. It is full-blown Mardi Gras Carnival season, and I've got 2 more days of a lot of fun and not work and lots of activities at the same time, of off season at the same time, of church stuff. Like, just, it's crazy. It's just like really crazy, but I'm excited. I cannot wait to get things going tonight. You ever get to a place where you're just like, I need some changes? Like, I got to change something. Like, things have been kind of the same for a while. Since 2020, March of 2020, we moved out of our offices and started working from home because of COVID. And so this cat right here, this became my office, where I trained from, did everything virtual, my church, my home, my recreation center, my grown folks center. And I just got tired of staring at the same stuff for 2 years almost. And so I started moving furniture around today, and the wife was like, nope, that's not going to work. And so I at least moved my lights around a little bit. It's not my studio, but at least we're moving some changes. Things are slightly different, and just I wanted to mix things up and change them up just a little bit. So I hope that you're doing really good. We got to talk about the OMFL Bowl number 99. I'm working with some amazing folk. I see Brian right here in the chat. We're going to be working with Brian and his team over at Evolve to actually call, hopefully, fingers crossed, call the OMFL Bowl number 99. And if they can't, I'll step in. If they can, I'm going to step out, let them do their thing. I'm really, really excited about the partnership with Brian and Susan and the whole team over at Evolve. And there's a long-term plan that we're going to work towards, but this is step one, and I could not be more excited. You just simply can't have enough really good people around you, and I still have the dream one day, maybe it becomes an every year thing once I win the lotto, that we are all in and we are like flying people in for a conference, and there's like a big meetup every year. I don't know, I can dream, but I got to hit the lotto before I do that. There we go, Brian right here live on chat, 100% they're in. So thank you, Brian and team. I cannot wait to see what this is going to be like. So Brady, I see that you're here in chat. I'm going to let you and Kobe know that we need to turn off commentary. Whoever's going to stream, whoever is going to stream needs to stream at the highest level that they can. And then I'll get with Brian, find out what other things that they need. I know how I normally pull the stream, but we'll find out how he needs it. And we'll make sure that we connect all those dots. Matter of fact, I'll probably start a group chat with all of us just so that we can get the right people in the room, asking the right questions and doing the right things. I can't wait. It's going to be a ton of fun. So here's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk about the playoffs and kind of where we got here. I'll give my predictions. Excuse me. My goodness, too much water and crawfish. I had my first crawfish of the season today. They're coming back. So we're gonna talk OMFL Bowl, give my predictions, kind of preview what both these teams look like and kind of how we got to this point. We'll open up the OMFL mailbag. I don't know if there's anything there. It's been really quiet in the mailbag. And then I'm going to talk off season. I did a stream last night just for fun to show you guys kind of what it's like to do the OMFL off season. And yes, seafood, crawfish, look it up. If you've never had crawfish, we got to get you and Susan down here and get you some crawfish. But we're going to talk OMFL off season. This one may be slightly longer than normal because I've got some ideas in the oven that we're baking up. I really am excited. It's been like a 4-day break. Our off seasons are pretty quick. Been about a 4-day break, and I'm ready to get back in it. Like, I'm ready to start playing again, and I'm ready to get some things kind of rolling and get us back in there. So let's go, let's look at the playoffs. All right, let's get us right where we need to be. Oh, I need to change that. Let me fix that right now. That is not what we want. What do we want? Chat messages. Here we go. We're going to move those down. That's where we want them. All right, we're going to get those right there. All right, let's dive right into how we got where we are. Let me go ahead. I'm going to make my my face disappear here. I think. There we go. We're going to make my face disappear so that we can see everything, and then we'll bring my ugly mug back. We do have 3 OMFL news segments. I didn't even listen to them, Brady. I just kind of watched for when you did your transitions, broke them up, exported them. So I'm going to be listening to them live. Oh, I also wanted to, let me come back here, rep my guys over at League Crawler, Matt and the whole team over there. Mo, the 2 of the more amazing guys in the community. Huge shout out. If you don't follow Mo on Twitch, go follow Mo. Just a great human. He's doing really cool stuff, and I want to support him as much as I can. I personally made a decision. I don't even know if people are like, what's up with him, because no one has reached out, but I stepped out of all the discords. They just got really negative, and there was a lot of negativity going on in the OMFL and the grown folks, and I was just like, too much. I gotta step out of these for a little bit. and I'll kind of get back in them whenever the time is just right. But I want to shout out my guys over at League Crawler. I appreciate Matt and Mo and all that they've done with us, for us, and what they do for the community as a whole. Okay, let's talk about the playoffs. We're going to start over in the NFC side, where the Dallas Cowboys come through with a 33-31 victory. This game was way closer than anything I expected to see. You got to give Panther Nation a nod for that. He is playing his good buddy. They're in this league. Panther Nation is in this league because of Dwayne, and he took his guy right down to the very end. I was hoping I was going to get to call some of these games, but life has been busy, and these games, man, they just go left and right. So I was not able to call any. The next one was the Lions taking down the Vikings 42-19. Always tough for teams to face each other this many times. I know that Duvall is just moving back over here after a very long time, but a really good game there. But the Lions are just too much. Matt Stafford with an amazing season. He's right there in the MVP races and all the awards. 45 touchdowns, just an outstanding season for Matt Stafford. 42-19 in that one. Then the Atlanta Falcons, their first tough matchup. I didn't expect this one to be this close. I thought it would be a really good game, but this one was maybe a little bit closer than I expected. 38-31. Two, again, friends. Kobe is here because of Penguins. Penguins has kind of taken a step back in the last 4 to 6 weeks of the season, but clearly he was ready for the playoffs. Penguins and I had a really great conversation that I'll talk about a little bit later in Press Pass Live, but he fights his buddy Kobe to the end. But this, I think, would pay Kobe dividends as he moves on into the playoffs, because he went through a battering ram of really great teams. This was the first one to move on to the second round. Second round, your award for beating your friend in San Francisco 49ers owner. You get to go play the number 1 seed Arizona Cardinals. Kobe was up to the matchup. He takes down what I thought was the guy to beat this playoffs, which isn't really fair because, well, Brady was 16-1, but I played both of these guys and it just both felt like they were toying with you. And I just didn't expect to see this one happen. 28-20, the mighty Arizona Cardinals fall. And we've seen that the last couple of Maddens. I don't know if D-Money's just like, I've got too many championships. The wife's going to kill me if I bring any more trophies home, or these guys are going to boot me if I win anymore. So he kind of lays off. But I think that would still take away from Kobe and what he has accomplished. When I say steal, I mean STEAL. It would steal from Kobe because he earned this victory 28-20 as the mighty Cardinals fall. Then the Dallas Cowboys play their old buddy, the Lions and Trey, and they beat them 25-6. This one was way bigger of a blowout than I expected because the Lions play amazing defense, and Stafford with 45 touchdowns is just an amazing season. But the Dallas Cowboys just proved to be too much for them, 25-6. And there were some interesting conversations that came out of these playoffs. And I think these NFC games are a great fingerprint as to some of the conversations that are happening about just kind of play here in the league and play calling in the league. So I think it's going to be just some interesting conversations. Great to hear, Brian. Can't wait to have the team with us. And I'll start a group conversation after Press Pass Live with Brady and Kobe. Make sure that we give you everything that you need. And then maybe I do a simulcast. I don't know. It'd be a whole lot of fun to do something. I can't wait. And then that brings us to the Dallas Cowboys versus the Atlanta Falcons, 2-4, 34-37. These two games, AFC Championship, NFC Championship, Both would have been a blast to call. Unfortunately, I didn't even know they were happening. 37-34, the Atlanta Falcons come away with a victory. Dallas was feeling themselves. They thought they were going to have another opportunity to play Brady. Those two have a long history. When Dwayne used to be in the AFC, when Brady used to be in the NFC, all these teams kind of played each other. If I'm not mistaken, and Brady, you let me know if I'm wrong here, I think it was Dwayne, myself, and Brady all in the same division at one point in the OMFL. So there would have been some history there. But Kobe steps up. He reminds me of Brady to an extent. Kobe's only been here one Madden, but he reminds me of Trey in a lot of ways, like guys who just really, really, they want to go earn one. They want to get there. They want to get their bowl. They want to get that trophy to go home. And it's good to see that Kobe's going to have his opportunity. It's good to see, even though the Falcons have been there before, it's going to be a fresh matchup one way or the other. Over to the AFC, the Bengals take out the Dolphins 24-19. Really great game. Bill took over a team that had 3 other owners own it this season. He took a 4-day break and came back. He thought life was going to take him away, ended up working out where he could come back. And so he was over here and took over a team that wasn't his, but made them play really well. 24-19. Denbrew moves on after the wild card weekend. Denbrew had that team playing really well. You see, got him all the way to AFC Championship. And I was pulling for him, not because I was pulling against Brady, just like you pull for the guys to get to their first one and at least have an opportunity. And look, I'm always going to pull for some fresh matchups. Bengals, Falcons, man, that would have been totally fresh and would have been a lot of fun. It's still going to be a fun game. Panthers, listen to me. The Patriots take out the Browns 40-35. The offensive firework in the AFC was clearly to be shown. I guess in the whole playoffs, the offensive numbers were greatly increased here. But the 40-35 game, the Patriots come away with a victory. Little Koch taking out Massimo. Massimo played way better than I thought that he would against Lost Sniper, I'm sorry. And this was just a really good game and a good way to end the season. And the Patriots move on from that one. And then you had the Steelers and the Chargers, a game that I thought was going to be a blast to watch, and it looked like it was. 23-31. Two guys who play similar but opposite. And what I mean is, like, they just play really consistent football, but the Steelers are known for their defensive play, and the Chargers are known for their offensive firepower and just like spreading guys out. So this looked to be a really great 4 versus 5 matchup. Steelers move on. The win for that, well, you get to go play the Jaguars as well, and that one was kind of what you would expect. A team that was, a defensive-minded team versus a team that will also cause you to turn it over. 37-7. I would have loved to have heard the two mics on this one. These two guys, I think, would have been fun to listen to. But Jason falls to Brady. Brady moves on to, I think, the third in a row, if I'm not mistaken, AFC Championship game. And then that set up the Bengals and Denbrew versus Lost Sniper and the Patriots. And this one was a tight one, 6-point victory for the Bengals. Did I do my math right? Yes, I did. Okay, just making sure. Lost Sniper falls to the Denbrew and the Cincinnati Bengals. And Cincinnati with such a good season. I know that he did not make an OMFL Bowl, but he should be very proud of what he accomplished here. 33-27. The Bengals move on to face the Jacksonville Jaguars. 3-peat, that's right. And this one ended as it has ended for the last 3 seasons. Jacksonville Jaguars going to their third OMFL Bowl in a row and looking to win his second in a row, if I'm not mistaken. I think the first one was Arizona and Jacksonville. Arizona won that one last year. This is the one I'm fuzzy on. I think it was Jacksonville and Dallas. Could be wrong about that, but I think I'm right about it. Jacksonville wins his first OMFL Bowl. And now we're going to have Jacksonville versus the Atlanta Falcons and Kobe. But the Bengals, they fought. This was a tight game, 10-point victory. So 2 really good championship games here. They would have been a ton of fun to be able to call these hopefully next year I can be able to call a couple of these. But a great victory for Brady and his Jacksonville Jaguars. And now we're going to get Brady versus Kobe. We'll take a look at both of those when we come back after the OMFL news and let you know what I think. And we'll see kind of how these two teams match up. And it should be a really, really good one. Let's get over to Brady and the OMFL news. We will be right back.
What's good, everybody, man? It's your boy Brady C. You giving you the OMFL news live. And we getting ready to go ahead and talk about real quick wild card week. Okay? Talk about some of these matchups that happened wild card week. It was a little long in the tooth in the wild card week. Long in the tooth. But let's go ahead and dive right in and talk about some of these scores real quick. Some of these outcomes. See if something jumps off the page. But right off top, let's go Browns versus the Patriots. It looks like the Browns lost 35-40. And then you had the Panthers lose a close one to the Cowboys. And that was 31-33. Two friends going at it. You know, them jokers probably play each other all the time. So them jokers know all the tricks, right? All the tricks. But anyway, Steelers and the Chargers. We had the Steelers take out the Chargers 31-23. And then over, you had the Falcons beat the Niners 38-31. You had the Bengals beat the Dolphins 24-19. And then you had the Lions wrap up them Vikings 42-19. One of the games that jumps off the page to me, man, that was probably one of the ones that's like, have to be the Panthers and the Cowboys. That, to me, was the game of wild card week. So let's a little deep dive here real quick. For the Cowboys, you had Dak Prescott had 19 for 25, 363, one TD, one interception. You also had gotta rewind my music. You also had Ezekiel Elliott, 17 rushes, 53 yards, 2 TDs. You had C.D. Lamb, had 10 catches for 194 yards, no TDs. And then you had Diggs, had 4 tackles and 1 sack. That was for the winning squad. Over there in the loser squad, you had Goff, had 21 for 26, 298, 3 TDs, no picks. I mean, he was putting it on him, okay? He was putting it on him. McCaffrey had 11 rushes for 57 yards and a touchdown. Staley had 5 catches, 74 yards and 2 TDs. And then, of course, Mr. D. Brown had 4 tackles, 1 sack. And that, to me, was a game of wild card week when there was quite a few games that went down to the wire there. And then, hey, you know what? We'll be right back. We're going to talk about the divisional round because that shit went by fast. Peace.
It absolutely went by fast. They all seemed to go by really fast. I thought he said they were long in the tooth, and then he said they went by fast. Maybe he just meant the wild card round was long in the tooth, Brady. Thank you for the OMFL news. Always entertaining, always real, and I enjoy Brady doing that. Got the Pelicans-Lakers game right here on my iPad, so you may see me look down from time to time just to check those out. Okay, let's look at these teams. Atlanta Falcons 12-5. Baker Mayfield, the big addition to the Atlanta Falcons. He built up Felipe Franks as one of the top 5 quarterbacks in this league. But getting this guy over here added all kinds of new elements to the Atlanta Falcons. 39 touchdowns, 31 interceptions. I think is a little bit of I guess an outcome of just passing the ball more. I think he just wanted to air it out. 5,118 yards, 70% completion percentage. He did give up 35 sacks, but overall, really good team. This kid right here, an amazing runner. 219 carries, 952 yards, 9 touchdowns. Gallman right behind him, 106 for 633 together. They combined for over 15, almost 1,600 yards. No, I think almost. I don't know. You do the math. Maybe it's right at 1,600 and 14 touchdowns. So a really good overall running record for all of these teams. And then Devonta Adams, somebody he added a couple of seasons ago. 96 for 1,712. Well, Calvin Ridley comes right behind him, 75 for 1,512. So you pick your poison. If you can stop both of those guys, well, then you got Kyle Pitts, 58 for 932 and 9. So these top three targets are really, really good. And this is a part of a little bit of the that's a terrible word to use, a conversation that I've had with a handful of owners as we kind of get ready for the offseason about routes not being mixed up. If you look, and the Falcons are one of the teams that in the conversation that came out, Kyle Pitts was still third on this team by a long shot. And that's what we want to see. Kyle Pitts is still a weapon and he should be used. And the argument, I guess, that stats is not going to show us is, did a lot of these come on third down? Did a lot of these come on crucial downs? Playing the Falcons, I don't think so, but that's always kind of the argument that kind of takes place, at least. Looking at his defense, I hate looking at the blocking stats because they never really show anything. I guess we could see how many sacks. You can see Kendricks gave up the most. Everybody else had a pretty good season, though, especially his center. Looking at his defense, of course, Deion Jones, he's the man, 133. Lucan, probably messing this up, 50, he had 111, and then Grant, somebody I voted for, Defensive Player of the Year, 105. So top three tacklers, all over 100 tackles for losses. You got Garrison Hobbs at 34. The second-year player also had 20 sacks. He was in the Defensive Player of the Year running, and then Garrett right behind him at 8.5 sacks. Looking at interceptions, you got Grant. He has 105 tackles. He throws on 14 interceptions. So definitely a guy that's going to be a challenge for teams to match up against, and someone that Brady's going to have to keep an eye on. So is Devonta Adams. This guy, Devon Rawls, he comes over as an import from Madden 21 and is just an impact player, somebody that most teams try to avoid, but has an amazing, amazing season. Now, I saved the Jaguars last because, well, they're the champion. And just like the WWE, the champion always comes out last. Trevor Lawrence, not as sexy yards-wise, but still 70% completion percentage. And look at that touchdown to interception ratio, 23-10. That is just something you got to give a tip of the cap to. Only 21 sacks, 3,355 yards. Very efficient game. A lot of games, though, he would get up early and it would just be handed off to his running backs after that. And we can see here, he's got a buttload of them. Robinson got the most carries, 213 for 1,056 yards, 11 touchdowns. Ben Morris, the big guy, import coming over here, 119 for 524 and 7. Baldwin got a couple carries, 64 for 340 and 8. And then Etienne, actually from the hometown where I used to be a youth pastor at, 75 for 331 and 3 touchdowns. So you can see all of these guys combined had an amazing season. They all averaged over 4.4 yards a carry. And if you put Chenault in there, 9.6. So just a lot of really, really good seasons from all of his running backs. And he definitely spreads the love and attacks you in all of the ways that he can. Chenault, 70 receptions, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Ellington, 51, 950 and 3. Shark, 37, 621 and 7. Really good touchdown season for him. And then Ian Thomas, who makes great plays, only 16 receptions but 4 touchdowns, 322 yards with a 20.1 average. You'll take that any time that you can get it. And look at this offensive line. 3, 4, 5, and 0 from his center right up here at Lindair. So just a really good offensive line. If you see them on paper, you wouldn't think they were that impressive, but they clearly play impressive. The way he runs the ball, the way he attacks you, the way he gets the ball out, he protects his offensive line. His offensive line helped him as well. Looking at the defense really quick, the tackle leader, Miles Jack, he's fast. He can make plays all over the field. Ford's right behind him, Rudy Ford with 90, and then Cisco with 90. Looking for the tackles for a loss, 21. Jack with 20, so easy, 100 tackles, 20 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 4 interceptions, all around a really outstanding defensive player for this team. He should get some attention when you're the Atlanta Falcons to make sure that you know where that guy's at. And these are the sacks, 8.5, 5. You guys know I'm not even going to try Yannick's last name. Nwinku? I don't know. I can barely say my name, and it's Nathan. So we'll just keep this truck moving. Allen at 4.5, Parrish 3.5, Hamilton 3. Nothing super sexy there, but enough overall pressure that he will get to you. And then Shaquille Griffin, 10 interceptions. Cisco with 7, Ford with 6. So a couple of guys that'll pick you off really well. And a 16-1 season. All right, give my predictions. I think overall, the Atlanta Falcons had to fight the hardest to get here. Brady went 16-1. He kind of walks through the playoffs. The only tight game was the game against the Cincinnati Bengals, and that was still a 10-point victory for him. This could go one of two ways. He's well rested. He's working like a well-oiled machine. He's just going to keep rolling into the OMFL Bowl. Are the lights too bright for Kobe? Brady's now a veteran. He's 3 AFC championships, 3 straight OMFL Bowls. Kobe's going to be his very first one. His team is very good. Both of these teams will turn the ball over, but the Falcons, I think, a little bit more than the Jaguars. I think also knowing how both of these teams play defense, the Falcons might get caught out of position playing a linebacker and expose themselves to some big runs. Brady will play some safety. He'll mix in some safety, and what you're going to see is him try to stretch the field with Devonta Adams, especially on the post routes, especially in the long. It's not really a post route. It's more like, I guess it technically is a post route, but it's not the classic post route, and it's not a slant or a drag. It's just kind of like a middle route there where it's a long developing play, but he'll hit Ridley on that a lot. So it's going to be a really good game, but I got to go with Brady. You got to go with the veteran. I'm pulling for both of these guys. I'm just pulling for a good, clean game. I will openly admit, always have the OMFL Bowl and the playoffs are usually the least FPR games that we have in the league, and I get it. There's going to be a little give and take because you get into the playoffs and things just it's just natural habit. We rely on what works. We go for what works because this is it. You win and you move on, or you're out and you're out. You're done. Your season is over, and so you'll see tendencies get leaned on a little bit more. I haven't heard anything about these playoffs. No one has come to me outside of the one message that was more of just a general message for the whole kind of season. And I haven't had a chance to look at FPR all weekend after kind of getting some things going. So I can't wait to watch this one. We're going to have the team over at Evolve. I guess we're partners. Our partner team over at Evolve called this one. I might even do a simulcast if I can talk the wife into let me on, even though it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon my time. And that's really early on Mardi Gras, so it's probably not going to happen, but we'll see. But should be a really fun one, and I can't wait to get into it. So what's going to happen next? We're going to go to OMFL News number 2. When we come back, we'll open up the mailbag. I don't know if anything's there. We'll find out really quickly. We'll take any questions in the chat, and then we'll just talk OMFL off-season for season 100, and then we'll get everybody out of here. A lot of exciting things coming. I can't wait to tell you what's in my head. I don't know that they'll happen because we have a board and we talk things through, but I'll definitely make sure that I let you know what I'm thinking. So let's get over to the OMFL News number 2 with Mr. Brady.
Welcome back, everybody, man. It's your boy, Brady Senior, man. Give you the OMFL News live. And we getting ready to go ahead and talk about this divisional round because, we're going to talk about this divisional round because the wild card round went by a little bit too slow, but the divisional round, boy, was no joke. Them games got rattled off right at advance, bro. It was like bing, 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 and it was right in the AFC championships. You feel me? So, I mean, we went through real quick. So, let's see if we can do this real quick. So in the divisional round, man, you actually had the Bengals take out the Patriots 33-27 to continue his winning ways. And then, of course, you had the Falcons upset the money and them Cardinals 28-20. That might be my take right there as game of the divisional round. You feel me? But you also had the Cowboys thrash them Lions 25-6, and then you had the Jaguars, my boys, dispatch of the Steelers 37-7. And as much as I want to talk about that that Bengals versus Patriots game, young man, we gotta talk about Kobe and them boys out in the ATL. The Falcons was able to get Mayfield 17-26, 235, 3 TDs, no interceptions. It looks like Reeves had 10 carries, 40 yards and a touchdown. Ridley went off with 8 catches, 93 yards and 1 TD. And then Kate Willis had 2 tackles and 2 interceptions. And then the Arizona Cardinals, the losing squad, they were able to go ahead and have 13-23, 143, 1 TD, 2 interceptions from Murray. Walford had 19 carries, 96 yards and no touchdown. Hurst had 2 catches, 32 yards and 1 TD. And then Bubba Baker had him 3 tackles on the day. I don't know, man. When I look at the stats, the takeaways and the penalties and all that, man, it was theirs to lose. And it's just like that, I get a ding, because it looked like I might be playing him another Super Bowl. But anyway, man, hey, we'll be right back at this, man. We'll be right back at this, and I'm going to wrap this bad boy up.
It's always fun to see Brady kind of in the past recording something that already happened. So looks like we got us another one. Let's open up the mailbag here. Let's see if we can bring up the mailbag without things like totally crashing, which sometimes will happen. There's not a lot we can do about that. All right, let's see if we can open this up here. Let's see. All right. Let's I think these are old. This looks like a maybe new one. No, I think we already talked about rookies. Yeah, I think that was a offline one that I talked about rookies. Yep, I think we talked about all of these. So, no mailbag questions. Guys, I gotta do better. So 2 things. I want to see better in season 100. Photos. Half of the teams in the playoffs, no photos all year. Not one. But guys, it takes like 45 seconds. You don't even have to be good at it. Case in point. This isn't a bad photo, but I do want to help. Oh yeah, let me get this down so you know what I'm talking about. This photo right here. Zoom that bad boy in. Give us the big picture. Yeah, I want to see some players' faces. We want to get that big. It's so out there that when I cut that out, the players are like this big, and it's just not all that useful. I love Brady. It does these really well. I know Brady gave me some. All right, that's an okay one. That's a much better one. But I'd say even give it a little bit more zoomed in. I know he wants to keep Nolan in that photo, but that's what we want to. We want to see those zoomed in photos like that one. Zoom it in. Detroit. That's a cool shot. See, we got a nice zoomed in photo here. Nice zoomed. That one could probably even be a little bit more zoomed in. Great zoomed in photo there, right? So we can do something with some of those photos. And half of our teams, no photos. I had to go pull old photos of your team. Tisk, shame on you. Get me some photos this year. If you think you're going to make the playoffs, just every couple games. You don't have to do it every game. Just every couple games. Go do 1 or 2 good shots of your team and that gives me some players I can play with. I love backs of names. If you can get me the back shot with a player's name, that looks really great on our playoff graphic, and I can't do these. You got to do these for me. So start doing better on the photos for next season. Plus, you get incentive points by telling me that you took photos. You just got to submit the Google form. And another technical foul. What's going on in this Pelicans game? And the mailbag. What has happened to the mailbag recently? It has completely went away. I don't know what happened to the mailbag. So I don't know. We can do better. I want to see better. So, well, congratulations, Brady. You've got this figured out. You clearly know how to build a team, and it's all working for you. So you're at the tippy top of your game, and I hope that you stay at the tippy top of your game, because we're going to talk about a couple of those things right now, and I don't want you blaming me, Brady. Let's talk off season. So I've already updated the all-in-one thread. It's out there. So for all of your voting, all the things that you're going to need for the off season, it's up and it's out there. I'm going to update the NFL draft order, because Bill got that to me. It's as updated as it can be. We've got the OMFL Bowl on Tuesday, so there's plenty of time for you to go ahead and pause and get your Pro Bowl submitted, get your awards all voted for. And so this is the time. Let me know what rule changes you'd like to see. Again, if you're going to bring a problem to me, you got to bring a solution, and you also got to be willing to say that may not work out for you, right? And so if we don't take your suggestion, it doesn't mean we didn't listen to you. It went up for a vote. We just decided right now it wasn't gonna fit. Raj, I miss you. You've been through it, brother. Just know I see you, man. I love your attitude. If you live close, we'd be buddies, man. You'd be my scary buddy, but we'd be buddies. And I'm praying for you, man. We're a better league because you're here. And no, I don't. I think you're a much better player than your record shows. You just were saddled with a really terrible team. But let's talk about the offseason a little bit. So there are a couple rule suggestions I posted, the ones that I've got the board thinking about. We've got lots of conversations that have to happen. Raj, I think I'm coming into your area possibly. I'm going to be going to North Carolina sometime this year, and I'm going to see my guy Pooty, and we're actually going for something else, but I'm close to Pooty, and so I think I might get to see Pooty. I might get to see our buddy Bird. I just seen your text, Pooty. I will. I'm wrapping this up here in the next probably 20 minutes or so, and then I'll get on. Brady, I'd love to do a hot seat. It's something I want to start doing more of, especially now that hopefully the internet is fixed. Every time I say that, it goes out again, but hopefully things are fixed and we'll be able to do that. And I'm working on a lot of things. Evolve and getting those guys here and getting them rolling is kind of one of my biggest things. Oh, 10 hours from you? Yeah, never mind, Raj. I won't be able to see you. We got to get Evolve here and rolling and make sure they have everything they need and make sure this is beneficial to them. You know, I'm not asking them to come over just to come over. Like, we hopefully can support the work they're doing. Hopefully it takes off and we can all support each other. And then clearly you see the content I'm doing for the OMFL, what I'm doing for grown folks, trying to connect this together as a big community. And so hopefully the hot seat will become a part of what we do here at Press Pass Live. And if Nate will stop little farting with my stream. I think I am done though, for a couple weeks at least. Roger, are you in the Philadelphia area? Because I do have to go to Philadelphia. Oh, it's the city. And since I don't have a car, I usually can't drive around. But if you can get to Philadelphia, I'll take you to dinner or something. We can do something like that. So here's a couple of things that I'm chewing on. FPR. I don't think that FPR has been a problem, but a few vocal owners here, I'd say 85% don't say anything. But the 15% do think the reason their point of view is the 85 doesn't say anything because they don't want to. They don't want to go through the rigmarole. I don't know that I believe that, but I hear the concern that the way it currently is done, that some owners may not be willing to do that. And the counter argument is, we burn everybody out who watches film. I'm just not watching film anymore. We just can't do it. And owners have to own the league. We're in this together, so they have to do their part. And so one of the ideas I'm playing with is getting rid of FPR submissions completely. As a weekly, every advanced thing, like every time you play, you have to submit. And the idea is that if you only submit if you have a complaint, and if a complaint comes in and it is something that film needs to be watched, then we will have a committee of both board members and alumni owners that have been here a long time. Alumni is not a great word. Veteran owners have been there a long time, and it will be given to that committee, and we will offer it to be watched. If it isn't watched, or people don't have time to watch, and the owners have to go watch, or it just nothing happens. If it's black and white, it's like on paper, hey, they broke the 80-20 rule, then submit it. There has to be a leeway, and there will be a leeway given from me from now on. In the past, if you went one over, you're getting smacked. Things happen, bro. Games happen. Blowouts, weird plays, things just happen. And so I'm just not looking to hand slap guys who barely break things. It's guys who are taking advantage of things over and over and over. Tired of like having to have conversations around one play in a game. You could pick any one play out of a game and pick it apart and pull it apart and dissect it. I just don't want to do that unless it's one play that's like super pivotal, and then we can have a conversation. But outside of that, one play will never kind of be something that we really try to pick apart. The other suggestion that I'm thinking about is moving us back to sim mode. I'm being told that sim mode is more playable since all the updates. I got to talk with Little Koch to see what they're on. When we played sim mode all pro, it was not playable. Teams would have scored 100 points. It was not playable. There's no defense. And people hate all Madden. And so comp mode all pro is the way to go. So we're going to open up the conversations. And because of that conversation, we do have to look at our sliders again. We do have to, look at everything if we change back to sim mode. And that takes time. I need extra days. And so we may extend this off season if we change. And the reason the changes is because I'm seeing more and more of the conversations of MUT, and this isn't designed for us and isn't designed the way we play. And so I'm just like, let's look at it. Not making any promises, not saying we will change, but I am willing to at least look at it. And then crossers are going to be looked at, and just kind of passing as a whole. There was the 50% rule where you had to pass to a receiver 50% of the time. Like your receivers had to catch 50% of your completions. And then that felt like that was not working. And then we went to, well, no receiver can catch more than 50% of your completions. Well, then that allowed tight ends to still catch 50%. It allowed fullbacks and tight running backs. And so guys felt like certain owners, can't talk tonight. I don't know why my sinuses got me all stuffed up either. But some owners felt like other owners would rely on their tight ends in critical downs, crossers in critical downs. And my argument has always been, isn't crossers that's broken, it's pass rush. And so maybe going sim mode opens up some pass rush. At least in the early testing when we kicked off the league, it didn't matter, but we'll see. So those are the ideas I'm playing with in my head, along with anything that owners submit. We will take a look at. There's just a lot of other conversations that are just kind of taking place. The idea is, how do we make it easier for owners to submit content? And so if you're given all fives at the end of the season, if no complaints came in on you, I know you had got all fives. Nobody had submit on you all year long. I don't have to have conversations about why guys submit 3 and some guys submit 2. I don't have to do anything. It's just like, you get the incentive, we move on. And hopefully some of you will take that extra time and make some content. Make a blog post, make a video, those kinds of things, because there's a lot of opportunities for content around here, and I'm trying even for me to step my content game up and make more and more content. So that's where we're going for the off season. That's where my head is. We're going to go to the last OMFL news, and when we come back, we'll share one last thought, and then we'll get ready for the OMFL Bowl number 99 with the team over at Evolve, and then we're going to get ready for season 100. It's going to be here before we know it, which is the other big piece. I said this on the last podcast, but season 100 may be our last. We're going to see if people super engage and FPR is great, people are happy and energetic, then we'll keep going. If not, and it's fighting you guys to get across the finish line, then we'll probably take a break and do a summer league or do something different for the summer to engage those who want to be engaged, give a break to those who want the break, and then kick it back off in August with Madden 23, whatever the heck it's going to be called. Okay, let's get over here to Brady for OMFL News number 3.
What's good, everybody, man? It's your boy Brady Senior, man, giving you the OMFL News live. And right now, man, it looks like in talks in here from the last PPL, man, it looks like, we may be closing it down for the cycle after season 100. I hope not. But if it does, just to kind of close it out, kind of revamp some things, get ready for the new game, possibly some new college football. But really, let's do one thing real quick. I say judge the climate. If it's time to shut it, if it's time to kind of call it a cycle and then move on and then come back, cool. But if we still rolling, come on, man, give us one more. You know what I'm saying? Give us a 101. You know what I mean? But before I jump off here, man, let's talk about the conference championship and some predictions. So right now, Mr. Bird is gonna put his name in the hat. So the Falcons get the Cowboys this week. I'm not sure when that game is slated to go down, but he's trying to do that thing. He done knocked off D-Money. He's got a chance to knock off D-Wayne. And then I'm already in the game because I was able to dispatch the Bengals 27-17. And Duval was able to go ahead and rep, but we also snatched all the momentum from the Bengals. So we coming in with all kinds of boosts next game. So, yeah. You feel me? But anyway, man, we're going to get you back over to Nate at the Press Pass Live, baby. Yeah. Do that dance, y'all. Hey, do that dance, y'all. Hey. But anyway, man, it's always real. But I ain't got too much to talk about for real. It's been a little bit quiet. I've been on my AAU thing, getting that started. It's about to get heavy. Got my 2 teams already building schedules and sending emails and taking money, and it's about to be a thing. So from me to you, man, I hope everybody is safe. I hope everybody is loved, because if you're going through some things, man, reach out to your boy, anybody. Clear your mind, stay conscious on everything, stay positive on everything, and just keep fighting. That's all we can do. As always, man, it's your boy Brady. I'm out. Peace, love, and motherfucking hair grease. We out this bitch. Out.
You gotta love Brady, man. Let's get over here and wrap this thing up, man. I am excited. It's funny to hear what Brady said. Brady, that's the plan, bro. If we're rolling and things are good and people are in a good place and people want to keep playing, we're going to keep playing. I am not looking to shut us down. This isn't because I'm tired of playing. It's it's been COVID for 2 years. You even said you got 2 AAU teams. Like, summer gets really busy for people, and it feels like, I'm nervous about saying it, but it feels like maybe COVID is to a place where it's not killing people and people can be around safely and living life. 2 years of COVID, a tough Madden. Like, there's just a lot of things piled up against us, but if things are good, we're gonna keep playing. Even if we shut it down. If things are just tough and it was just like hard to get us there, then there'll be something for those who want to keep playing. There'll be something going on. Maybe it's a new league updated with, I don't know, draft. Well, I guess the draft isn't happening until May. I don't know. We'll figure out some type of new thing to keep people going, and we'll get them in there. So I can't wait to see what's coming. I can't wait to see how this is going to go. And I am really, really excited kind of about where we are. And I don't know. Brady, thank you for kind of saying what you said at the end of the recap, or the OMFL news, I should say. I said recap because I looked down at Brian's message. My message today that I just kind of posted, which I'd love your support over there. Home Church 217 doesn't cost you a dime. You just hit subscribe, and that helps us out more than you would ever know. HomeChurch217.com is our website. HomeChurch217. Anywhere you download apps, we have a custom-made app that I update every single week. And then on YouTube, that's where we really are trying to build our following. Brand new this year. It's been hard to kind of get it going. It's always hard to kind of get traction, but this is the year, and I really believe that. But my message today was about getting unstuck. And there's this really awesome story about Jesus. He goes home. He goes to his hometown, and he's preaching and teaching in this one house, and the people surround them. And this guy is a paraplegic. He's got friends who want to help them. They find out that Jesus is at home. So they go and they bring this man, they lower him down to Jesus. Jesus forgives his sins and then asks him to do something that he could not do. Get up, pick up his bed, and go home. And because he was willing to step into something new, he was willing to get unstuck, get movement in a place there was no movement. He had a brand new life experience that radically changed his life and everyone else's life that was there. If you find yourself stuck, get moving. Get some kind of movement, physically, mentally, spiritually, in all of the ways. Get movement, get traction, get something going for you. Reach out for relationships. Get your body physically moving. Get a workout plan. Go for a walk. Go for a run. Go play in the park. Go do something that gets your body physically moving, and then get moving spiritually. Go home. Jesus went home so this man could go home. This man got to get up his bed and walk home. What an amazing story. This man got to experience something that he had never experienced before because Jesus ended up going home. So get movement in your life. Season 99 is coming to an end, and I cannot wait to see how this goes. So get ready. Season 100, it's here. I want to do something special. Maybe our friends over at Evolve can help us come up with some ideas. I don't know. They're so much smarter than I am. I won't lie. I feel like sometimes I struggle with content, and I'm definitely going to try to improve on in 2022 is simplify my plan and put in more work beforehand. I feel like I wing it too much, and that shows in making content that people want to engage with. And so that's what I want to do. I want to get people engaging with us because I believe this is the place to be. The OMFL, the grown folks, like everything about what we're doing is the place to be. And if you watch this Little Koch, I'm glad that you had an awesome time in my city. Mardi Gras is a ton of fun. This is an amazing place to be. But next time I got to bring you to dinner because I love meeting people. Yes, we have internet relationships, but they're not going to be 100%. There's only so deep that we can go. You got to physically meet people, and that takes it to another level. Guys, you matter. That is something I'm going to say to close out every single piece of content that I make in 2022. You matter, and I love you. Like, you matter to me, to this community, to the OMFL. We'll spit it out. You matter in life, and we're here for you. And there's only so much help that I can do virtually, but we can at least point you in the right direction, encourage you, support you, and be there for you. And I am excited about you guys getting to know Brian and his wife Susan. I'm excited that Raj is going to feel better. I seen your message, Raj. I want you to feel more like you, and that's going to make me feel better for you because I cannot wait to see all the things that you're going to add to our community that I know you want to, that just your health has not allowed you to be able to. So I'm glad that you guys are here. Guys, I love you. be ready. Tuesday. Advertisements will come out tomorrow. I'll start some DM messages with Brian, his team, and our bowl members. And then as soon as that's over, we're going to have the off season. That's going to be fast and furious. So over the next 24 hours, there's going to be a ton more information that's going to come out. I think I'm going to go play Call of Duty with the guys. So if you're into Call of Duty, stay tuned. The stream's going to probably come right back up. We'll go play some Call of Duty with the guys and see how that goes. Guys, I love you. Have a great rest of your week. Know that you matter, that you're loved. If there's anything we can ever do, you please feel free to reach out and message me. And until the next time we're together, we'll see you. Peace.
Smash that like and subscribe.